Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. So the black folks have made the final response to the Hispanic community, and this time it's final. They are not stepping in to save anyone, not this time. With everything going on lately, the true colors of many people have started to show, and black folks have simply decided to sit this one out for good. I'm sure you can guess the reaction they're getting. Suddenly it's about blaming black Americans for everything under the sun. Now they're being called immigrants, looters, accusation after accusation, as if the effort, the support, and the sacrifices black folks have given over the years meant absolutely nothing. It's now clear more than ever that no matter how much black folks show up for others, that energy is never retained. So this time the message is simple and clear: you are on your own. We are not coming to save you. So I put a few clips for you guys from TikTok of my black brothers and sisters responding to this masked Hispanic man who claims and called out his community, talking about black people are not coming to help us because we did not vote for Kamala Harris, this, that. So make sure you drop your thoughts in the comment section down below. I'll come back at the end of this video to give my own 2 cents. Let's watch this.
Now, the black community isn't standing with us this week because Mexicans, we voted for Trump. Well, my guy, Mexican Americans, the ones across the country that you're currently refusing to stand with, here in California and other states, overwhelmingly voted for Harris and Biden. But you know who didn't? Cuban Americans, Venezuelans, and border town Texans.
A whole lot of Hispanic people is wanting black people to stand up for them for these ICE raids, and a lot of black people is getting online saying they're not gonna do that, okay, because of y'all voting for Trump. Now understand that a lot of these people that's talking about it lives in South Florida. I live in, I don't know what part of Florida this is, but I stay near the airport. Anyway, all I know is that if we never stand together, we're always going to be separated. I know that you don't want to risk your life for them. I get that. But at the same time, would y'all risk your life for us? We gotta ask that. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like it can go vice versa. But if we always, you know what I'm saying, never stand up for nobody, never be there for them, it's never going to be a time in history where we're actually standing all together. The only time is going to be in 2020.
This effort to get black people not involved with unified political struggle is one that serves white supremacy. The ICE raids that are happening in LA right now are symptomatic of a bigger problem of supremacy, and white supremacy anywhere is a threat to everyone, everywhere. So if you're deciding to sit this one out because your black face on supremacy didn't win an election, you were never with us to begin with and are just looking for an easy outlet to blame in immigrants. You justify your own inaction when you don't really do anything except vote every 4 years anyways, while at the same time trying to isolate black people as if we haven't had racial solidarity in the past. Also, we're easier to exploit supremacy and capitalism. And the gag being they deporting black people too. But what the y'all really doing? Sitting out is a fucking privilege. Frankly, black people can't afford to take. Oh, but there's some people who are anti-black in the Mexican movement. Bro, there are black people who are anti-black in the black movement. Don't get to pick and choose what justice is justice. Either you're with us or you're not.
So y'all want black folks to come and fight with y'all, come stand on the front line like we always have. But ain't this the same group that refuses to stop saying the N-word? This ain't the same group that was being racist in Zoe Spencer comments when she was going back and forth with that Hispanic creator. But now y'all want our help. Okay, interesting. Those were my initial thoughts, right? It's day war, let them deal with it. But that's an emotional response. Okay, that's pure bitterness, that's wrong. There's no sense of righteousness in that mindset. And even though it's not our fight, it is our fight. Okay, because today it's Hispanics and Latinos. But the only reason why we not grouped up with them is because technically, legally, we were born here. Okay, he arresting them. That nigga trying to annihilate our whole community. And to those of y'all that's making an argument of, well, undocumented immigration is illegal. This what happen when you break the law anywhere. Bro, this nigga put out a quota. This nigga Trump put out a quota, meaning these officers are required to meet a certain number of arrests. Anytime you put a quota on something, bruh, it's bound for you to run into some outlawed, unlawful shit that you forcing the issue. This nigga dropping 2,000 National Guardsmen to arrest these folks, tear these people away from their families. Nigga, Flint, Michigan still ain't even got clean water. Motherfucking elementary schools, middle schools, high schools getting shot up. And this is what we prioritizing. If you don't see nothing wrong with that, bro, you just as fucked up. So to my black folks, it is our fight. Okay, we can't adopt the same mindset as our oppressors. All right, they want us to divide. That way it's easier to take us out. Cause today, it's Hispanic and Latinos. But that motherfucker in the White House, he don't look at us no differently. He itching to get us up out of here. It's only a matter of time. All right, we gotta be a part of the change that we want to see.
I understand that Mexican people are going through a lot right now, but what we're not going to do is rewrite history. We're not doing another one of the, Mexican people freed the slaves like y'all tried to do a couple months ago. No, you guys didn't. That's not what happened. You are not going to use how you guys discriminated against black people to try and somehow pretend that you helped them. No, the fuck you didn't. Every time you guys come into a comment section and share some great piece of history where a Mexican person saved black people out of the kindness of their heart, why is it that there's always a response comment fact-checking you and explaining hey, you kind of left out the fact that you didn't really help them. You forced them to do something for you. And then that was kind of, it was a transaction. It wasn't just don't lie. And then to say you guys had the first black president, you guys had a black president before America ever had one. What did you guys do to them? What did you do to the black president? How did that happen? Do you want to tell them? Yeah. My whole thing's don't lie. Don't come on here lying like that person a couple months ago talking about Mexico freed the slaves. Do you want to talk about why you guys had slaves? Or no? Do you guys want to talk about that history? All I'm going to say is if you are actually going to come on here sharing how Mexican people and black people have fought by each other's sides in history, do not do it by sharing lies. Do not do it by trying to spread misinformation and just rewrite history. Because no, I'm sorry, Mexican people did not free the slaves. You might have been taught that, your family, you might have to believe it so you can justify what you did to the black people, but no, you guys did not free the slaves. You guys have never done anything out of kindness, and that is okay. That is how most people are. But we're not going to pretend that you guys do shit out of kindness. That's just not no, that's not the reality.
Latinos of all backgrounds. Do y'all not realize black people are not the only people in this country? You got your Chinese Americans, your Japanese Americans, your Korean Americans, your Indian Americans, your Muslim Americans, your white Americans, and your own people. So why in Davy Jones' locker are y'all so pressed and mad at us because we not out protesting? Folks, we did the most effective protesting last November. And the data proves it. We protested when it mattered the most. We were not out here with whole productions talking about some we will vote for Donald Trump. Y'all was out here with that foolishness, knowing full well, that y'all had a few abuelas, a few tios, tias, mijo, and mijas in your house undocumented. But y'all got y'all behinds on stage talking about some we will vote for Donald Trump. And you think we supposed to be out here protesting, picket fence in hand, clowning like some monkeys in a zoo? No, sir, bop. We did what we were supposed to do. And y'all put y'all's own community in the position that it's in now. And y'all need to live with it.
Here are all the people that you can ask instead of black people because we're on break until 2028. White people, Asian Americans, Pacific Islanders, Latinx, Hispanic people. I'm not sure why you think that you can treat people like shit and then they're just gonna come and ride for you time and time again. And I know that that has happened in the past, but it's not happening this time. Black people been showing up. This is my first election that I showed up. Y'all were invited multiple times. Y'all did not show up. Y'all are not upset because black people are not coming to rally for you guys. Y'all are upset because you guys don't know how to rally for yourselves. Y'all had black fatigue last week. You don't get to not study for the test, and then when someone else is doing better than you, cheat off their paper. Go do it yourself. Figure out how to do it yourself. We don't have any answers for y'all. Y'all keep putting yourselves in these positions. We don't have no goddamn answers. I want black people to save the world for you, and then when it's time to eat, you guys won't even pull up a seat for them at the table. So if y'all want some help, stop getting on TikTok and go look in the mirror, because that's who is going to help you this time.
As I said before, you getting on the internet rejoicing and basically saying, oh yeah, we not helping y'all when nobody never asked for our help in the first place. You is definitely gonna be the reason why there is a race war in the future between this foolishness. Because the whole thing is, first of all, this is not the time to do that. This is like a very traumatic experience for a lot of kids. And we have people who are a part of the black community getting on the internet saying, oh, we're not helping y'all. Well, that's what y'all get. First of all, you know the people that voted for this are not the ones outside protesting, right? Why would they vote for it, then be outside protesting against it? It's like, 9 times out of 10, the people who did vote for that is not outside. And don't get me wrong, you don't have to go outside and protest, because I know that's the first thing everyone gonna say is, oh, we ain't gotta go outside and protest. No, you don't. But how are you out here rejoicing in the same people that was out there doing Black Lives Matter, getting their kids snatched away from them? And I keep seeing people say, oh no, they don't like us, they don't ever like us. Me personally, I've never had a bad experience. I don't know nobody that had a bad experience, and I live in Immigrant City. If you know, then you know. But besides all that, it's like, is this how y'all want to go down in history? Because your grandkids is going to look at this, their grandkids is going to look at this, and we know the same system that's oppressing us now probably will be oppressing us later, because we're not even doing what we got to do to kind of fight back against this system. But okay. But yes, how do you think the people in charge is going to spin this narrative? Because only thing we going to see is, okay, well, 2020 Black Lives Matter movement happened, and you've seen a lot of Hispanics and Latinos, or however, I don't even know, but all I know is it was them out there as well protesting with black people. But then when the Hispanic community was under attack, or the Mexicans specifically, when their kids was getting snatched from them, black people got on the internet and said out their own mouth, oh, that's not our problem, we're not getting involved in that. Oh, well, this our resting season, we don't got time for that. This is not gonna be a good narrative in the future. I promise you it's not. And I know some of y'all gonna say, oh, well, they don't like us. I live in South Florida. There are so many immigrants, and truth be told, here's the kicker. The people that did discriminate against me, they weren't even Hispanic, they all black. So every black person who I know have been profiled by a black immigrant. But as far as I know, when I asked them about, like, or just curious about Hispanic immigrants, they all say, hell no, I never had a problem. They cool, they friendly. We all had pretty much decent experiences with them. But the black immigrants, they calling us names in their language. If you have dreads or, you know, wicks in your head, yeah, they look at you sideways and they think you a thief or a robber. They think that you steal or rob, even if you're trying to help them. I think everyone look at us in a negative light, but at this moment right now, we should not be making it our business to get on the internet and celebrate the fact that they're attacking them and not us. Because first of all, we know we next. And not only that, it's like, how do you say, like, you don't have to get involved, but why are you on the internet making it your business to start a race war? That's pretty much what y'all trying to do. And I'm watching the shit firsthand. And next y'all go blame the CIA. This is not the CIA and this is not FBI. This is y'all. And then you have people going all the way back into the 1900s. You see, back then, they didn't like us. They couldn't stand us. Guys, I'm going to say this for all people with common sense. 2020 debunked that. If they didn't like black people that much, they would not be outside during Black Lives Matter. We have to stop that shit. You cannot sink the whole boat and blame everybody just because somebody called you bald head in the 5th grade. Be for real. As I said before, I live in South Florida. A lot of them never had a problem. Don't know nobody who had a problem with them. They seem pretty friendly and cool down here. I don't know. And I'm not debunking any of y'all experiences, but stop getting on here saying like you speaking for the whole black community, because no the hell you not. You're not speaking for me. I would never be okay with somebody's child getting snatched from them and kids being left literally abandoned because their parents have been snatched and deported. And then it's like, us as a community who go through the same oppression, we should not be rejoicing in that just so we could say, we told you. Like, and the people outside, I'm sure they did not vote for that. I don't care what nobody say. The people outside did not vote for that. I don't care what rapper or singer you sing, make a song. The same way how all black celebrities don't speak for all of us, the same way how their community, their celebrities don't speak for them. Moral of the story, can we stop making it our job to join these hate campaigns? Because in the future, your grandkids is going to have to live in the same system, and the system is going to spin it and cause a whole nother race war. The same way how y'all keep saying, oh, well, back in the 1900s, they couldn't stand us. And you see that started from someone's grandparents. So how about we be the generation that we are, like the mature generation, the smart generation, and not feed into the BS? Because your grandkids is gonna see this, and the same way how y'all saying, oh yeah, Mexicans don't like it, that is gonna run off into the next generation. And guess what the Mexican kids gonna be saying, or the Hispanics gonna be saying? Black people can't stand us. We went out there during 2020 during Black Lives Matter and we supported them, but when we got deported, black people opened up out their own mouths and said we not helping them. That is gonna be a badass look in the future. Bad look when y'all grandkids and kids see this, and when their grandkids and kids see this, it's gonna start a whole race war, because it is.
Okay, so there you have it. I honestly hope this is the very last time I find myself having to make a video like this, calling out the unfair expectations, the double standards, and the constant finger pointing aimed at black folks. Because this narrative is getting tired. It's exhausting. It's starting to feel like no matter what black folks do, whether they show up or choose to mind their own business, it's never enough for some people. And the data backs this up. Just last November, Black Americans showed up, not for themselves, but for everyone. When it came time to vote, they didn't just vote for their own interest. They voted for the interest of this entire country, for marginalized communities, for the so-called allies who are now the ones turning their backs. That was proven. Yet here we are months later, and instead of appreciation or even just respect for boundaries, black folks are being blamed, targeted, and criticized simply for choosing not to protest for others this time around. Funny how quickly the energy changes, isn't it? And here's the part no one wants to say out loud. Why aren't these demands being made on the majority of the US, the white population that make up the largest portion of the US? Where are the calls for them to rise up and protest on behalf of the other minority groups? Why is the weight of every single movement always dumped on black shoulders? Like this burden is somehow by default. What about other minorities who live there? Why isn't the same pressure applied to them? It's so interesting because just last week, the talk everywhere was about black fatigue. We heard it loud and clear, how everyone's supposedly tired of black issue, tired of black protest, tired of black voices. But look how fast the switch flips. This week, suddenly, there's this urgent need for black bodies, black energy, black involvement. First, black folks are a burden. Now they're the missing piece needed to fix everything. Which one is which, guys? Make up your mind. This back and forth feels like a toxic relationship, on where people love you when they can use you, but hate you when they say no. A relationship where your worth is tied to how much you can give and how much you can sacrifice, never about your peace, your boundaries, or your right to simply rest. And the moment black folks choose to exercise that right to say, we've done enough, this fight is not ours, the mask slips. The real feelings start to surface. Accusations coming from every corner. Black folks, they're immigrants, they're looters, they're selfish, or because they choose not to put themselves out there. And let's be honest, that's messed up. Okay, that's not allyship. That's not solidarity. That's exploitation, and it's getting old. Everything that happened last week and still happening this week proves that same ugly truth. Some people only care about black folks when they can use black folks, when they can benefit from the presence, the numbers, the passion and fire that comes from black Americans. You know, that brings results, okay? But the moment black folks choose rejection over participation, the moment they say this one's not for us, the love turns to resentment, the gratitude turns to hate. And to me, that's not friendship. That's not respect. That is not unity. That's a one-sided toxic relationship that needs to end. And that's why I said at the beginning of this video that I really hope this is the last time I have to make a video on this, because it's draining, it's disappointing, and it's unfair. Black folks have done enough. They've marched, protested, voted, stood up, spoken out, not just for themselves, but for everyone, even for people who now are turning around and criticizing them for doing, for them, just for doing more. Newsflash, guys. Black folks don't owe anyone that kind of sacrifice anymore, and they've decided that this time they're sitting this one out, and that's okay. So here is what I want to know. What do you think about everything you've seen in these clips, in this video? What's your honest take on this situation? Do you agree that this feels like an unhealthy, one-sided dynamic that Black Americans are finally waking up from, or do you see it differently? I really want to hear from you in the comment section down below. Let's talk about this. Let's have a real respectful, meaningful conversation, because one thing is for sure, this moment right here, it's exposing a lot. It's showing where people really stand when Black folks stop giving and start protecting their own peace. And no matter how anyone feels about it, the decision has been made. Black folks are moving differently now, setting boundaries, choosing self-preservation over self-sacrifice. And personally, I think that's okay. I think that's long overdue. They've been, doing too much, helping too much, protesting too much for everybody else except them. Anyway, that is just my 2 cents. Okay, you've heard the messages. Now it's your turn to drop your thoughts in the comment section down below. Please make sure you do that. And if you have not subscribed to this channel, please go ahead, subscribe, turn on that notification bell so that every time I upload a new video, guys, you'll be notified. I'll definitely see you in my next video. Please stay peaceful.